So welcome folks to another one of my videos. For those of you who haven't seen any of them before, my name's Brendan from Blue Light, and over the past several years I've been coaching and supporting people to pass the police assessment process, the recruitment process, quite successfully. We've got sort of 3,500 individuals now in the police as a result of my support. So before I continue, if it's something you're interested in and you'd like to be part of a growing community of those people who are interested in police recruitment, please do look for the link below and follow my Facebook page. Once you do that, I'll send you an invite to join over 4,500 people. That's correct as of October 18. It's probably going to be more by the time you watch this. 4,500 people who are in my Facebook police recruitment secret groups. It's secret as in you can't find it if you look for it. Anyway, so what this video is about today. Now, the Met Police are introducing and trialling a brand new assessment centre. They call it the Day One. And of course it now involves role plays, just as the old assessment centre did. However, we've moved away now from the Westshire Centre, and we are now in the role of a police officer. So you're expected to deal with role players in your future role as a police officer. Now, to make it fair, they're not going to introduce anything, any kind of scenarios to you where you're going to need a power of arrest or any knowledge or understanding of antisocial behaviour tools and powers, direction to leave or anything like that. This is going to be, I would guess, your ability to be able to deal with the sort of things that just require common sense, good communication skills, and the ability to work with people to find solutions. So, I'm about to prepare a far more in-depth video on how to deal with the role players, especially when you've got two role players. So I suspect that you're going to have at least one role play with two role players, and managing them is going to be interesting, because these role players aren't like the role players from the Search Assessment Centre, where they had about 15 lines and they were incredibly wooden and they're not animated, and you might as well have been talking to a robot with no emotion. Like sinking in emotional quicksand was like how one of my clients described it. I do believe that these role plays have role players who are going to act out a part, and they're going to do it with a little bit of passion, and they're going to try and make it as realistic as possible. At least I hope so. So it's going to be about dealing with conflict, and my favourite friend here, Kutsa, is going to be the only way forwards. So we confront the problem, and there's certain scripts that you can utilise for that. Key part of it is the understanding, asking really good questions to find out exactly what has happened. Define and summarise. We need to be able to ensure that there is a common understanding, especially if there's two role players, before we move on to our solutions. Now, in the next few pages here, I've got some really good examples of one, how to actually do that understanding phase with two role players, and two, some solutions that are going to completely knock the assessor off their metaphorical chair. And then we're going to go into how you're going to assess and monitor and what the final result will be. But in terms of solutions, now one of the things that I do outside police recruitment is I work with police forces. At the moment I'm working with Gloucestershire Constabulary and West Yorkshire Police on a process called intensive engagement. I speak about this at conferences. I've done work right across the European Union on this. I've got a background in this where I sort of pioneered some of these techniques that are now being highly valued by forces, as they are a great way of enabling communities to become stronger, more cohesive places where there's less demand in the future. So I do all of that kind of work outside of the police recruitment world, and what I'm doing now is I'm taking that into the police assessment centre, so you'll be talking about approaches that are beyond where police forces are now, the direction of travel that they want to go in. And we're going to talk about things like asset-based community development, we're going to talk about rich picturing, we're going to talk about how to enable more cohesive communities that are better connected, that are more resistant to issues such as homelessness, mental health, educational underachievement, children getting involved in crime and antisocial behaviour. So when you start using that language, you're going to completely knock the assessors off their chairs. They're going to know that you've been coached, because you won't be coming out with this kind of stuff without being coached by me. But you're going to score really highly, because I've mapped all of this against the competency and values framework, and you will score really, really well if you just utilise these scripts. Now, you might be thinking this is just a load of game playing. It absolutely is. The Metropolitan Police and the College of Policing have spent just short of £500,000 on developing this new assessment centre. And it's a great shame because all they've done is created something that can be game played again. It's not getting to the heart of who you are, where your values are, and what your real strengths are. It's a standardised test, and the thing about standardised tests is the way to pass them is to behave in a standardised way. But the standardised way I'm going to show you is one that's going to really push you up and score well against the scalars. So if you'd like to know more, there's a link below to my online courses and my seminars. There's also a link, as I said before, to my Facebook page. If you like that, I will then send you an invite to join the secret Facebook group. Facebook. Secret. I mean, the reason why they call it secret is you can't find it, you can't search for it, you can't see who the members are, and you can't see where the posts are and what the posts are unless you're a member. So by the time you're watching this, we might have tipped 5,000 people. Oh my goodness, can you just imagine if just half of them get into the police? That'll mean I've coached and supported, wow, it'll be about 6,000 people into the police. There's only 120,000 police officers in the country. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there you go. A little bit of a model for you, a little bit of a tease actually, because the good stuff is behind this flip chart. So I hope that's helped. I hope it's made sense. I hope it's given you a bit of a direction of travel. Because when you're faced with two rowing role players, and you walk into that room and you've got 10 minutes to deal with them, you need some structure. You need an approach which is going to completely stop them from being mischievous and running you around in big circles, which is what they'll tend to do. Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you want to see more of these videos, please feel free to subscribe, and by the magic of some kind of internet something, you'll get access to my YouTube videos every time I post one. How fab is that? And like I said, if you're following this on Facebook or watching this on Facebook, please do click that like button, and by the magic of Facebook, it'll kind of, push my stuff towards you, if you're still interested, that is. Okay, hope you found this useful. Until next time, I shall see you then. Bye-bye for now.